So this is the fun part of the program, and it's when you start interviewing. And one of the things I always say is there's no such thing as an immaculate placement or immaculate job opening. You actually have to interview for a job in order to get a job offer. So when you're getting ready to make your phone interview, you want to follow these rules in order to make sure that you have a great phone interview. One of the simplest, make sure the phone's charged, okay? You want to make sure your phone, plug it in for, an hour or two before the interview. Make sure your phone's charged. Make sure you have good reception. If you're at the house, you may know that some areas of your house may not have good reception. Well, don't walk in there in the middle of the phone call while you're talking on the phone. Some people walk around. You want to be sure that you're in a nice quiet area, that you're not going out on a construction site, or that you're stuck in traffic. One of the things I encourage you not to do is take a phone call while you're driving, because you want to be focused on the actual interview. So if you happen to be on the road, just pull over, 10, 15 minutes before the phone call. Find a parking lot where you've got good cell reception. There's not a lot of noise going on. And you want to look up who you're going to be interviewing with on the phone so that you on your computer or on your phone. Look them up on LinkedIn so you know who you're supposed to have your interview with. Then when the 10 o'clock rolls around and you're ready to get started, you're going to know, hey, I've got my phone charged and it's ready, and you're going to accept the phone call, or maybe you're supposed to call in, you call in. The other thing you want to do is to make sure that you, again, know who you're talking to and have 1 or 2 points about that person specifically, maybe where they went to school, or, ask them, hey, tell me about the company. Why do you love working there? That's always a great question. You want to have those questions kind of ready to go so that you can let them know that you're interested in them personally, not just about the job or the company in general, but you want to reach a connection with the person that you're talking to, right? So you want to be able to do that. You also want to be able to have 3 or 4 good questions in your repertoire that you're going to ask them during the interview. Why is this a great company to work? Why do you love working there? What is it that you think stands out? What's the sizzle for the company? Why should I come work there? Those kinds of questions are always real helpful. And then as you move through, they're going to ask you some different questions. Tell me about when you overcame an obstacle, or what's the biggest victory you ever had in your career, or what are you most proud of? Something along those lines. Answer those questions. And then near the end of the interview, when they say, well, do you have any questions about us? You certainly want to be able to ask those questions. So it might be, well, can you tell me a little bit more about the particular job? You want to ask about the job or the people that you're working with. Or if it's actually with the hiring manager, then tell me about the job. I'd love to hear about it. Another interesting and important question you might ask is just, tell me, what would the win look like if I was in this job and I hit everything? What would it look like in 1 year from now that I'm working for you? What would you say? Okay, that's the perfect person. That's the perfect job. This guy's aced this job. You want to ask that question. Finally, at the very end, you want to say, thank you so much for your time. Let me ask you, when would I know about the next steps? How can I take the next steps in the interview process? It's been great talking to you, but I want to just make sure that that if I get to move forward, when should I expect to hear back from you? So if you do those things, that's really the tips for the phone interview. You just want to be, you want to be professional, prepared, have done your research so you know about the firm, and you're ready to go to the next step of the interview, whether that's the video interview or the in-person interview. Now that you've got that information and you're ready, let's go to the next section on how to ace the video interview.